Okay, let's prepare to stretch. I'm going to move into a position of a fire log, and that's placing one of my feet on top of the other leg. You can feel comfortable staying the way you are in a comfortable seat. We're going to close our eyes and slowly begin to breathe in through your nose, letting your belly fill up with air. Maybe taking those hands to those knees, and on the exhale, pulling your navel into your spine. Just taking your time, grounding, centering yourself, allowing your breaths to become slow and even and steady. Focus on the coolness of the air along the back of your throat and maybe the warmth of the air passing between your lips, allowing the air to fill you up and relaxing all of your muscles, and then releasing that air and allowing those muscles to relax just a little bit more, putting you in a space of peace and calm and relaxation. If any thoughts come to mind, simply say, notice that, and then come right back to your body and continue to breathe. Nice, slow inhales. Nice, slow exhales. Next, we're going to begin to lower the chin to the chest. On an inhale, then slowly roll that left ear to that left shoulder on an exhale, rolling the head to the back on an inhale, rolling the right ear to the right shoulder on an exhale, and continue to flow at your own pace, bringing the chin to the chest, rolling the left ear to the left shoulder, rolling the head to the back, allowing the head and the neck to roll and stretch with the flow of your breath. Meeting me back with chin to chest. And we're going to go in the opposite direction, rolling the right ear to the right shoulder, rolling the head to the back, rolling the left ear to the left shoulder, chin to chest. And one more time, right ear to right shoulder, rolling the head to the back, left ear to left shoulder, and then chin to chest. Allow yourself another brief moment of breath, and then begin to raise your head back up forward. Nice exhale here. We're going to slowly begin to raise that right arm up, and then bring that right hand over to the left ear and allow that right ear to come over to the right shoulder, getting a nice deep stretch on the left side of the neck. Remember to breathe. Nice slow inhales. Nice slow exhales. Maybe getting in 3 breaths here. Taking your time, allowing those shoulders to fall back and down. Inhales and exhales. Nice deep stretch. Slowly take that arm up and exhale, bring it down to release. We have a second side. So we're going to bring that left arm up and then bring the left hand over to the right ear and allowing a gentle stretch to the right side of the neck. And remember, you're not pulling your head over to the side. You're just allowing the weight of your hand to give that side of the neck a little bit of a stretch. And continue to breathe. Nice slow inhales. Nice slow exhales. Letting your belly fill up with air. And then using your navel to pull that belly back into your spine on your exhales. shoulders down and back. And breathe. And take that arm up. And we're going to bring it down and release. Nice exhale here. Let's now take both arms up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bend those arms back and give ourselves some angel wings. Maybe look up to the ceiling. Nice stretch here. Take those arms up again. And slowly bring them down to either side. We are now stretching the upper back and the front of our throats, opening your throat and your heart. Giving those arms, those shoulders, the neck, and the upper back a nice stretch. Arms up one more time. And exhale, bring those arms down to angel wings. And continue to breathe. Noticing any thoughts that pop up, but releasing them. Arms back up. And we're going to exhale and bring those arms down to either side of our hips. And just let your body have any movement that it needs right now as we prepare to go into the next position by taking the right arm and crossing it over your body and taking your left arm in front and gently pulling the arm closer to the body so that we can stretch out that right shoulder. Maybe even opening those hands, releasing the tension that you're holding in those hands. And don't forget to inhale and exhale. Taking that shoulder down, not letting it come up and feel tense to your body. We're just stretching that shoulder out so you're breathing and allowing that shoulder to receive all of the oxygen that you breathe into your body, and then slowly exhaling it out. And we're going to release, taking those hands back to the knees, and we have a second side. So we're going to take those arms out and then take the left arm across your body and giving that left side the same love and attention that we gave the right side. Continuing to breathe, taking that shoulder down away from the ears, releasing that tension on the exhale, but stretching that shoulder and the top of the back there. Don't forget to breathe. Sending oxygen into that shoulder and even down into your hips, as your hips may become a little uncomfortable sitting in this position for a little longer than may be your normal thing. But remember, you've got this. Just continue to breathe and send oxygen there. And exhale and release those hands back to your knees. Feel free to reposition yourself and give your body any type of movement you need for comfort. I'm going to reposition my hips here, give myself a little room because Leo's in the way. And I am going to begin to bend forward at the waist and just allow gravity to take your body down to wherever you feel just a little bit of discomfort. And here we are stretching out the hips as well as the back. On each exhale, maybe extending that spine just a little bit. We want to keep the back as straight as possible. We're not rounding out here. Just giving those hips a little bit of a stretch and stretching out the core and the spine as well. And don't forget to breathe. Letting your inhales give you life and letting your exhales extend that stretch just a little bit further. Only to where you feel slight discomfort. If you feel pain, I want you to stop and pause and bring it back in. This is not supposed to be painful. It may be uncomfortable. We're going to exhale and slowly spider crawl those hands back up. And now we're going to reposition because we have a second side. So I'm going to put my other foot on top of my leg now. Bringing that right one in, placing the left on top. Or you can always stagger your feet. You don't have to do fire logs. So that means just placing one foot in front of your shin versus placing it on top of your other leg, okay? And we're going to inhale and fold at the waist on the exhale and bring that body down to as far as where gravity will take you. And reconnect to your breathing if you've lost your breathing. Don't forget to slow down those inhales and slowly release those exhales. Remember, on your exhales, we are just extending the spine, bringing the navel to the spine to help support our spines and get a little bit of core work in here, right? So we're stretching our hips, we're stretching our core, we're stretching those muscles in the lower back, even getting a little bit of a stretch in the shoulders. And we're stretching our diaphragms because we are continuing to breathe in through our diaphragms by letting the body fill up with air, and then exhale, slowly release, and coming back up forward. Let's move into a side body stretch by taking the left leg and extending it out to the left side. And we're going to take that right leg and leave it in front of your body here. And we're going to exhale and position ourselves as we begin to fold forward over that right leg. And just continue to breathe. Right here, we are wanting our hips to stay straight and aligned along the mat. Don't allow the body to twist. Continue to breathe. Nice slow inhales. Nice deep exhales. And again, we are getting ready to go into a stretch onto the side of the body, but we're just getting another deep stretch in the hips and in the right leg. And remember, on those exhales, we can extend those spines, and we're going to slowly exhale and spider crawl up. Now we're going to take that right leg, and you can either leave it in front where it was, or you can pull that knee up. We're going to pause, and then we're going to take that right leg and bring it back so that your ankle is close to your bottom. Reposition those hips so that they are straight here, aligned with the mat. And then we're going to slowly lean that left arm out to that left foot, and then bring the right arm up and over and reach towards that left foot. Now notice I said towards. If you don't touch your toes, that is completely okay. If you're touching your ankles, that is completely okay. If you are touching your shins or your calves, it is completely okay. Meet your body where it is. Just don't forget to breathe. Nice, slow inhales and nice, slow exhales. When you're breathing in, maybe you imagine sending air into that side of the body, the side that is stretching as well as the side that is contracting. And you're going to continue to breathe. And exhale, maybe taking that right arm in front, using it as an anchor as we begin to sit back up forward. And guess what? You guessed it. Now we're going to extend that leg that was extended out to the side right in front of us. And we're going to bring that foot that was extended to the back to the inside of the thigh. And we're going to bring those arms up. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. And you can either grab around your heel if you find that accessible. Leo is always in the way. If you don't find that accessible, it's okay. You can grab around your ankle. You can grab your shins and your calves. Just take those shoulders down and back away from the ears. And inhale. And on your exhale, navel to spine, allowing the body to stretch and receive all of your air. And we are bending over that left leg and feeling the stretch in the hamstring, and maybe even in the shin. And if you are extending those toes up into the air, you're going to feel it a little differently than if you were pointing your toes. So feel free to move those feet either way so that you can feel the stretch along the back of the leg. And exhale and slowly take those hands and spider crawl up. And yes, we have a second side, and we're going to go there now. So you're going to extend your right leg out to the side and reposition if you need to, letting your hips align with the mat. Inhale and exhale, forward fold over your left leg and your left foot. And we're going to continue to breathe, never forgetting that we are letting our bodies move with our breaths. Any thoughts come to mind, simply notice that and come back to your body and maybe count your breaths. 1, 2, 3, inhale. 1, 2, 3, exhale. Maybe flexing that foot, feeling the muscles along the back of the leg, allowing the hips to receive the stretch and the oxygen, and we'll exhale and slowly push up and spider crawl back. And yes, now we're going to bring that left knee in and reposition, give it a little bit of an adjustment, and you can either take it back in front where it was, or you can take that left heel behind like I did on the other side. And we're going to inhale and exhale over to the right and bring that left arm up and over, and we're going to stretch that side out, letting some oxygen flow into the left side of the body as well as into that contracting right side. Don't worry about how you're looking right now. Worry about how you are feeling with the air coming into your body, going down each side of your body, even through your hips. Doing what feels accessible to you. If it's your foot, great. If it's your ankle, great. If it's your shin and your calf, great. If you're not bent all the way over, that is fine. Just give yourself a little bit of a stretch on that side. And don't forget to breathe. Now let's exhale and take that hand in the front there as an anchor and slowly rise up. And now we are going to take that right leg and that right foot in front of us, and we're going to take the left foot and bring it inside of the right thigh and reposition so that our hips are straight and in alignment. Take those arms up and forward fold, exhale. And you can grab around your ankle or your heel or your shins and your calves. If you need a slight bend in your knee to take some of the stress off of your knee, if you don't find it accessible to extend that leg all the way out, feel free to take a micro bend here. Just take those shoulders down and back away from your ears. Release that tension that you're holding there. Release the glutes so that there aren't any tension being held in your cheeks and in your hips. Maybe wiggle those toes and just allow the air to go into the body and flow all the way through, and allow those exhales to give you a little bit more of a stretch as we begin to lift up and use our arms maybe as an anchor as we spider crawl up. And now let's bring those feet together for a little bit. And let's do a star pose here. So maybe we take our hands and we reposition our hips as we need to. We're going to hold on to those feet and just exhale and allow those legs to be pushed out to either side, only as far as there's some slight discomfort, keeping the spine straight. Getting a nice deep stretch on the outside of those hips and thighs. and your inner groin. Extremely important to get a nice stretch in the inner groin area. We do not stretch that area enough. Do not forget to inhale and exhale. Release those shoulders. Let the tension flow out with each exhale. Continue to breathe. On the next exhale, we're going to release that pose and begin to take that left leg out to the left side, and then take that right leg out to the right side. Always remember, it's perfectly okay to reposition yourself as you need to. I'm going to take my hands in front of me and just kind of lift myself up so that I can extend my legs a little further on each side. Now slowly take those hands out in front of you, and we're leaning forward just a little bit. We're going to continue to breathe. And if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, follow me. We're going to take those hands forward a little bit more. If you want something more, we're going to release those elbows down to the mat. And if you want something even deeper, we're going to take the elbows out to each side, and then we're going to bring those hands down and form a pillow right there in front, and bring your forehead to your hands and just breathe and relax. Now, you're going to feel a little tension here in the inner thighs and in the groin, maybe even along the back of the legs. If you feel pain in your lower back or pain anywhere else, I need you to pause and maybe move into a child's pose, or just bring that tension back a little bit and allow yourself just a moment of breath. You are not trying to be in pain. Maybe some slight discomfort, and I'd like for you to breathe through the discomfort, okay? And on those exhales, we're going to slowly allow our arms to help us come up and spider crawl back up. And we're going to bring those feet in. Take our hands out to either side, and then we're just going to windshield wiper those legs back and forth, because that was a little bit intense. And if you haven't been doing that movement every day, it might have been a bit intense. So just breathe and allow those legs to flow with the breath, okay? All right, now I would like for you to meet me in tabletop. Now, tabletop is your knees are right underneath your hips, and your hands are aligned right underneath your shoulders. So hip width distance apart with your hands and your knees. Now we're going to take those fingers either to the outsides of the mat, but if you would like a little bit of a deeper stretch, or you find it accessible, maybe you're going to take those fingers to point towards your body. Either way is fine, because we're just going to inhale and exhale, and you're either rocking back and forth with me, giving those wrists a gentle stretch, or you're rocking left to right, side to side, giving those wrists a little bit of a stretch. This helps with pain from carpal tunnel. This helps to prevent that tension that we hold in our wrist that often precipitates carpal tunnel. So we're just stretching the wrist. And listen, it helps with stretching the wrist from holding those cell phones all the time. Nice slow inhales. Nice slow exhale. And we're going to take those hands back forward. Okay, now I'm going to invite you to do a little flow with me as we stretch, okay? We are going to take a nice slow inhale, drop the body, and lift the heart and the chest, open the throat by looking up. That's our cow. Then we're going to arch the back, exhale into cat, and then move those hips back to those heels like you're going into child's pose. And we're going to inhale by taking the forearms down to the mat and breathing, and then exhale, extending those arms back into tabletop. Let's do that again. Inhale, drop the belly, open the heart, open the throat. Exhale, arch the back like an angry cat, taking those hips back down to those heels like a child. Inhale, rolling forward on the forearms, and exhale, extending those arms into a tabletop. Reposition if you need to. Inhale, drop the belly, open the heart, open the throat, cow. Exhale, arch the back, bringing the energy into the body like an angry cat, and then taking the glutes back into the heel, into a child's pose variation. And then inhale, flow forward on the forearms. And then exhale, extending those arms into a tabletop. All right. Don't forget to breathe. Take any movement your body needs. Scratch any itch. Then we're going to take those arms forward and we're going to leave our knees where they are, and we're going to extend the arms and extend the back and stretch those shoulders out. This is puppy pose. It's a nice deep stretch. And then we're going to exhale and just extend the legs forward into Sphinx, pulling the belly in. And then we're going to take the body down and bring the hands underneath the shoulders and bring those heels up, and then push up into a tabletop. And then we're going to extend those arms out again, elongating the arms, stretching the shoulders, stretching the arms underneath where the armpits are located, and then extending those legs forward into Sphinx, bringing that navel to spine, stretching the lower back and the belly, bring the body down, take the hands underneath the shoulders, bring those heels up, and push up back into a tabletop. And let's do that again, and we're going to take those arms forward and stretch out like a puppy. And then we're going to extend forward by extending those legs, forearms down to the mat, into a Sphinx. And then we're going to bring the body down, and then take the hands underneath the shoulders, heels up, and push up into a tabletop. You have just stretched your entire body. Feel free to take any movement that you need here to realign. And let's get back into a nice aligned tabletop. Okay, from here, we're going to take those hands up forward just a little bit and bring those heels up like we did a minute ago. Okay? And then we are going to slowly bring our bodies down like you're doing a push-up. And then we're going to push back up and extend those legs out. And this time, we're keeping the belly off the mat, but letting our hips lay into the mat. And then we're going to move the glutes up and back into a puppy. Stretching those arms again. And then we're going to bring ourselves back up into a tabletop. And you know that we're going to do that again. So we're going to take those arms up just a little bit. And we're going to move forward and bring those heels up almost to our glutes. And we're going to come down into a push-up. But we're not going to push back up yet. And then we slowly push up and extend those legs back out. This stretches the lower back as well as extends the core. And then we're going to move the hips up and back and take those arms back out into a puppy. And I think we have one more in us, okay? So let's bring it back up into that tabletop. And then extend those arms and hands forward slightly. Heels up and back. And down slowly into a push-up. And then we're going to push back up and extend those legs out and back. Bringing the hips to the mat, slightly lifted. And then we're going to bring those glutes up and back And we're going to extend the arms back out into a puppy. And we're still breathing, because on the exhale, we're coming right on back up here into our tabletop. And we're going to stretch the entire body a little bit more, okay? So once you reposition yourself and you're ready, I'd like you to take a nice slow inhale, tuck those toes, and then on the exhale, we're going to take those knees out to either side of the mat, letting your arms leverage you, and then take those feet out to match either side of the mat. And we're just going to rock here back and forth, allowing our groin to move deeply into the mat, rocking back and forth with the flow of your breath. A nice, maybe intense frog variation here. And if you're looking for a little bit more intensity, you can always flow back and then take those elbows down to the mat. And if you want something a little deeper than that, feel free to take those elbows out to either side of the mat, bringing the hands forward, forming a pillow, and bringing your forehead down to your hands. Allow yourself a few moments of deep breaths here, sending oxygen into your hips and into your groin. If it feels too intense, you can always come out of this pose and move into a child's pose, which is pretty similar, except your feet will not be facing outward. They would be facing in, and the big toes would be touching, and you would just be breathing like we are now. Nice slow inhales, nice slow exhales. And on that last exhale, we're going to use our hands and our arms as an anchor to support us as we spider crawl back up, and then lift up on those toes, bringing those knees back onto the mat and realigning back into a tabletop. Remember, take any movement that you need, take any breaks that you need. Just continue to breathe. Don't stop breathing. Do not hold your breath. Let's get back in alignment with our tabletop here. And we're going to inhale and tuck those toes. And then exhale, lift up on the toes, extending the legs, taking the glutes up and back. And we are now in a downward facing dog. Bringing that navel to spine. We are still inhaling and exhaling, but we are letting our bodies do the work. So you may feel a gentle stretch along the backs of the legs. You may feel a gentle stretch in the shoulders. You may feel a gentle stretch in your core, because your core is also working. Full body work here. And continue to breathe. And we are going to get ready to do just a little bit of movement here. So get prepared. And inhale and exhale. We're going to walk the dog by lifting one heel at a time. Lifting one, then the other. And here you may feel a little bit more of a stretch along the calf muscles. We're still in a downward facing dog, but we are walking that dog and letting each calf muscle have its own little bit of work going on there. Still continuing to breathe, moving with the breaths, okay? And then we're going to come to a gentle stop. And we're going to inhale and take that right leg up and back. And now we are in three-leg dog. And we're stretching the whole front right side of the body here. Toes are up. And then we're going to exhale and begin to bring that leg forward and extend the body as if we're taking our knee to our nose, keeping that back nice and straight, and then bringing that leg forward into a lunge. And in our lunge, we still have a powerful back leg, so you're going to feel some stretch in that back leg there on the left, and we're going to feel the power in the right leg that is supporting us, okay? Continue to breathe. And then from here, we are going to get ready to move into a nice, gentle twist. So we're going to take that left palm and we're going to flatten it down, and we're going to take the right arm up and back, and we're going to stretch and look back at that right hand if you're able to. Continue to breathe, and here we're just giving a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of a twist. And we are still breathing. Nice slow inhales, nice slow exhales. And we're going to exhale and bring that right hand down to the mat. Bring the left hand up just a little bit. Give ourselves some support, and we're going to spin that back foot to a 90-degree angle, okay? Still using some power. I got long legs, so I have to extend mine just a little bit. And then we're going to use the power in that right leg to go up and out. And we are in Warrior Two, extending those arms to either side of the body. If you want a deeper stretch, just bend that right knee just a little bit more. But make sure that that right knee is facing out towards the right baby toe. So if you look down, you should be able to see your big toe. And you're going to feel a stretch along the right glute and the right hip and the right thigh. And maybe still a stretch along that left leg because the powerful leg is still supporting us. Stretching along the arms, shoulders are down away from the ears. And keeping those arms aligned, like you're trying to fit in between two panes of glass. And then we're going to flip that right hand up and then lean the top part of the body back. The lower half of the body is not moving, so the left arm is now laying against the left leg. The right arm is back and over, and we are stretching again the right side of the body. And we're breathing. And that right leg is powerful, and that left leg is powerful, and we are still breathing in Peaceful Warrior. Giving our body a full body stretch. Don't forget to inhale. And as you begin to exhale, we're going to move that arm back forward. And here we are again in Warrior Two. And then we're going to windmill those arms around back to either side of the leg. And we're going to bring that left foot back forward here. And then we're going to bring it up to about 45 degrees. And we're going to keep that right leg straight, maybe a little micro bend here. And then we're going to bend down and let gravity pull us down over that right leg. And we are in a pyramid. And so here, that left foot, is out to 45 degrees. And maybe there's a micro bend in the right knee, but we want that right thigh to be connected to the belly. And take that arch out of that back if you put an arch in that back, and extend on that exhale and allow that stretch to happen along the right side of the leg, along the back right side of the leg. Continue to breathe and inhale. And exhale, we're going to slowly lift up. And we're going to bring that left foot up to match the right. And we're halfway lifting here. Hands are still down, either on the mat or at your shins. And then we're going to exhale and bring the body down to a forward fold. Again, you may be on the mat here with me with your hands, or your hands may be at your shins and your calves. Either way, we're just breathing. Extending along the backs of both legs at this time. Continue to inhale and then exhale, and then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring those hands down to anchor, and then we're going to step both of those feet back. See that there? Let's get in a plank. Hello. Our feet are halfway equal distance apart to the hips, and then we're going to slowly lower down. You can allow your body to come down to the mat. And then we're going to lift up. Our feet have extended back out. And we're going to lift back into a tabletop. Alrighty, look at that. You have a second side. So breathe, inhale, tuck the toes, exhale, take those feet back. And we're going to move a little bit faster here, okay? Maybe not, maybe. Left leg up and back, just like we did the right. We're going to keep those hips aligned, okay? Extending that foot, and then we're going to bring that left knee forward, knee to nose, and then take that left leg up into a lunge on the left side. Continue to breathe. Powerful back right leg, powerful front left leg. And then we're going to take that right palm down and we're going to stretch out on the left side by taking the left hand up and back, and we are still breathing. Nice slow inhales, nice slow exhales. Letting our legs support us, letting our core support our legs, and then bringing that left hand down to match the right. And we're going to pivot that right foot out 90 degrees and then up and back into a warrior two on the left hand side. Remember to align that knee to that baby toe. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can certainly just come down a little bit further and bending that left knee. And feel it along the back side of the body. And we're going to flip that left hand up and back. Remember, we are just moving the top part of the body back. If that front part of the body moves, that is only to give that knee a little bit more of a stretch here. A little bit of a deeper stretch. And continue to breathe. And then we will exhale and we're going to windmill down. And just like we did on the other side, we're going to bring that back foot up to a 45-degree angle. And we're going to extend that left leg. And then we're going to breathe and exhale and bring the head down, letting gravity bring us down to wherever you feel slight discomfort. You are not in pain. Micro bend in that left knee if you need it. If you don't, and you find it accessible to gently over time, maybe even extending that left leg a little bit more to get a gentle stretch along the back of the left leg. Just continue to breathe. Allow the inhales to come into your body, and then we're going to flow forward and bring that right foot forward to meet the left, and forward fold once again. Letting your breath flow with your body, letting your body flow with your breath. Inhale, take those arms up, and exhale back over into a forward fold. Continue to breathe. Okay, let's inhale and take those hands to those hips and slowly bring your body up about halfway here. We are using our core to support us. Slight micro bend in the knees. Continue to breathe and exhale back down into a forward fold. And then we're going to take those feet back and meet me in a plank. Get that booty out the air. Continue to breathe and exhale halfway down, chaturanga, and flip those feet and take those knees off of the mat briefly, and then there we are. Let's go into a little bit of a child's pose just for a little bit. Remember, child's pose is your knees are to either side of the mat and your big toes are touching and you have taken your glutes back to your heels. This is still a working pose. Those arms may be extended out forward or down to your sides, but your body is still working to support itself along the mat. And we're going to exhale and gently rise up and meet me back in the tabletop here just for a minute because we are moving again. Inhale, tuck the toes, and exhale back into another downward facing dog. This time we're going to take that right leg up and back, and then we're going to bring it forward again. But this time you're going to lay that right shin down in front of you and extend that left leg back, including the foot. So you are now in a pigeon. Realign yourself if you need to. The right shin is along the mat, and if you want something a little bit more intense, you're going to bring your body on down and use those hands as a pillow and lay your forehead against your hands, and we're going to breathe here because you're getting a nice deep stretch in the right hip along the right back side of the leg, and even along the front left thigh. And then we're going to exhale and slowly rise up using our hands as support. Bring that right leg back and then bring it back forward and plant that right foot on the outside of the right hand. And now you are in a lizard, and you are stretching the left side of the front thigh there, as well as that whole right leg on the outside of the right hip. And you're going to continue to breathe because we do not stop breathing. Nice slow inhales, letting the belly fill up with air, and exhales. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to tuck that left toe and come up into a lunge and then back into a three-leg dog, taking that right leg up and back and then slowly bringing it down to match our left. Realign if you need to, don't forget. And we're going to inhale with our second side, left leg up and back. Hips are aligned to the mat. And then we're going to bring that left leg forward just like we did the right. Bring the left shin down in front of us, flat against the mat, like a chicken wing. And that right leg is back. And if you want some intensity, you can come on down here with me. If you are comfortable where you are, stay where you are. Just continue to breathe and push that air into those muscles that are stretching the right front thigh and that left shin and that left hip. This is some good deep hip stretching here, as well as your quads. And then we're going to sit up on our exhales and we are going to tuck that left leg back and around and bring that left leg on the outside of the left hand, and we are in a lizard on the left side. Again, stretching the right quad as well as that left leg and that left groin. And we are breathing, letting the inhales take the air into our bodies, and the exhales taking the stress out of our bodies. Reposition those hands and right foot tucks, left foot up and back, and bringing that left foot down. And we are back in a downward facing dog, but we're not going to be here for long. We're going to come back down to a tabletop. Ooh, you just did a lot of work, a lot of stretching. So now let's just give our hips a little bit of a round circle here, because you just did a lot with those hips. Continue to breathe and just allow the hips to flow with the breathing. And then we're going to go to the other side. Inhales and exhales. And inhale and exhale. Bring it around town, like SpongeBob said. All right. Come on down to your mat and just meet me down here. And we're going to get ready to roll over on our backs. And we're coming to a close with just a few more stretches, okay? So your back is now to the mat. Your feet are planted, knees to the air, maybe taking your hands to your belly if that feels comfortable to you. And we're going to take that right leg up, and we're going to take that right ankle and just rotate to one side and continue to breathe in and out, flexing that foot, rolling that ankle, and then we're going to go in the opposite direction because we need to stretch and rotate the ankles as well. And then we're going to get ready to come to a gentle stop and then take that right ankle over the left knee and then begin to lift the left leg up and gather the hands behind the left leg. And we're going to gently breathe in and pull those legs into the body, and then exhale and release. And inhale, pull the body in. Exhale, release. This is a reclined pigeon. So a pigeon, but we are reclined. So we are still working those hips as well as the legs along the back side of the body. Bring the left foot down. Now bring the right foot down to match. And then we're going to take that left foot up and we're going to work that left ankle just like we did the right. Letting it move with the flow of our breaths, taking it in the opposite direction after about 3 rolls. Come to a gentle stop and then take the left ankle over the right knee. Maybe taking that left knee out, just, a little bit of a gentle nudge with the hand, and then bringing the hands behind the right leg and gently rocking in and out. You may notice that one hip is tighter than the other. You may notice that there is more flexibility on one side of the body than the other, and that is completely normal. Don't stress, just breathe. And exhale, we're going to take both of those feet back down to the mat. And this time, we're going to extend that left leg flat against the mat and then bring that right knee into the body. And then extend that right leg up into the air. Gather the hands behind that right leg. And on the exhale, we're going to gently pull that right leg to the right side of the body. And a nice deep stretch along the back side of the right leg. It is perfectly okay to have a nice micro bend in the knee here. You're not trying to hurt yourself. You're just trying to give yourself a little bit of a stretch. And then exhale, we're going to slowly release, bringing that right foot down. And then we're going to switch those legs out. So the right leg is extended. The left knee comes into the body briefly. And then we're going to extend that left leg up, gather the hands behind, and exhale, bringing that leg closer to the side of the body. Only to where you feel a little bit of discomfort, but you are still breathing. Nice slow inhales, nice slow exhales. And release, bringing that left foot back down to the mat, bringing the right foot to the mat, and then we're going to bring both knees up into the chest. Letting a little bit of a release here in the lower back. We're going to part the knees, and then we're going to grab those heels from the inside, and then we're going to bring those legs up and out and extend those legs to either side of the body. Listen, take those legs as far as you can take them. You worry about your body. And you're just going to stretch here and breathe. Getting a nice gentle stretch along the back sides of both legs and releasing that lower back. And exhale, bringing those feet back together, up into the air. And then we're going to bend those knees again, and we're going to grab the outside of our feet this time, and we are going to move into Happy Baby. So Happy Baby is grabbing the outside of the feet or the ankles, and then using the arms to gently pull the legs back to either side of the body. And then maybe rocking from side to side, giving the spine a nice gentle massage. And then release that, taking those feet back down to the mat. And then we're going to bring those knees up into a floating tabletop, arms out to either side, and then take those knees all the way over to your right side. And you are going to look over your left shoulder and maybe taking your right hand over your right knees, your right hand over your left knee. Giving a nice gentle spine twist. Shoulders into the mat. Take those arms back out to a T and then lift those legs back up into a floating tabletop. And then we're going to go to the opposite side. Knees over to the left. Left hand is supporting those legs, and we are looking over the right shoulder this time. Still breathing. Letting our shoulders be back and down against the mat. Nice spinal twist. Releasing some tension. Taking those arms back out to a T and using our core to bring those legs back up into a floating tabletop. And then you are going to release those legs and just release and let everything lay flat to the mat into Shavasana. Now, some people find Shavasana uncomfortable, particularly if you are pregnant or if you have lower back pain. So feel free to move over to your left side, taking your arm out, using it as a pillow, and your other arm in front of you as a support, and just moving into a recovery pose and breathing. So this is where you just release, and I thank you for sharing a practice with me. Namaste, y'all.